Look, LMS Tactical has awesome information and great videos, but he has a very foul mouth. There's terrible language in this video, so don't be stupid and watch it if you're going to be offended. Go watch Honey Boo Boo or some other stupid video. You've been warned.
Well, greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical. I hope you're having a good November, beginning of November. It's funny, before I get started, this is my first video without my buddy Charlie, and so I grabbed my camera, my backpack, and I thought, well, I'll go out and take some pictures of some birds and some beautiful fall colors. And I'm out here about 6,422.3 miles away from anyone, and the minute I started filming a few seconds ago, it's like people just came out of every crevice of the frickin' forest and they're, hey, what's going on? Beautiful day. So I pulled out my gun. I said, I'm warning my dog, get away from me, and they all ran away. But so let's get into it, man. This Texas shooting. The disclaimer I always give is I'm not going to say anything profound. This is all the things that you and I know, and hopefully some liberal will stroll in and wake up, because it infuriates me that how we respond as a country to these things. I mean, beyond the obvious that you have a nutcase, bottom-feeding dirtbag, ass maggot, who not only would shoot innocent people, but go in there and execute, a little baby. I mean, I can't even talk about that. And I'm sure sorry for anybody that is a victim of this idiot. But, we're going to have to be inundated with all this anti-gun bullshit. And, I get so sick of how this country, how we chase each nightmare. We're behind it instead of ahead of it. And what I mean is, if a guy drives a truck down a bike path and mows down a bunch of people, we spend millions and billions of dollars to protect every bike path. Timothy McVeigh blows up a building and they put bollards. And I'm not saying these are bad things, but these are not fixes. These are not, so a guy can't get a fucking rented truck onto a bike path. Well, pull up next to the bike path in your rented truck full of ammonium nitrate and you'll do more damage. There's always a way to kill innocent people. I don't mean this is an offensive thing, but sheep, people in a church that are sitting there defenseless. So we need to get ahead of it. And do I have the answers? I got answers. You got answers. Nobody wants to hear them. So what would you do, Mike? What would you do about this church thing? I'll tell you something. If I was younger and so inclined and money driven, I would immediately open up a business, man, that basically focused on protecting soft targets like churches. Listen, this is the third church massacre, and it's an easy target. We're going to see somebody else is going to try to outdo this guy. Don't think for a second that the ISIS cockbiters aren't paying attention to how effective this shit is. Look at this beautiful water. So surreal. Last time I walked down here, I had Charlie by my side. And here I am talking about massacres, and I'm in one of the most beautiful spots. Unbelievable. It's hard to get my mind into that. But, yeah, I would literally, especially if I was a church pastor, I mean, attendance is going to drop, and this is what these assholes want. Whoever these assholes are, it doesn't matter who the terrorists are. So I would literally use the model that's used in the what do they call them? The air marshals. I would have signage out in front of my church letting everybody know, and I'd advertise that this church is protected by armed people. I'd word it better than that. But I would have people, not just a uniformed guy out in front that's your first target. I would make sure everybody knew that there were 2 or 3 partitioners in that church, people that nobody knew who was working for me, and they were in plain clothes, maybe wearing a vest underneath their polo shirt, and they'd be armed and trained and ready to put. Listen, if this guy walks in, if anybody walks into a church and 2 or 3 people had weapons, the death count would probably be very small. Might be 2 or 3 people, including the asshole. You saw what happened in this case. This guy was mowing down people like fish in a barrel. And when these people next door that are going to be heroes, these are just armed people like you and I. They heard what was going on. They didn't run away. They grabbed their fucking shooting iron and they went over there and they put one around in this asshole and caused him to drop his weapon, stop what he's doing, haul ass, make a phone call. I'm hit. I'm probably not going to live. And then he blew his brains out. That's what people do when they're weak and cowards. So, we need to get ahead of the problem. And you hear, and that's not disarming people. Look, for every, these aren't statistical facts, but you'll get my point. For every 100,000 law-abiding gun owners like me, I'm armed to the teeth right now, walking through the woods. Nobody has anything to worry about. Except those people I slaughtered back there for interrupting my YouTube video. But, for every 100,000 people that are packing legitimately, you got one fucking guy who's, not wrapped tight or he's got an agenda. And it's just the way this country is, If a fucking... no offense against handicapped people, I am one. If a handicapped person fucking can't get up on a sidewalk, we tax the fuck out of everybody and we put handicap accessible laws into place. If a fucking transgendered fucking guy wants to be a girl today and go into the fucking women's bathroom, he sues. We gotta change all this shit. We're always chasing behind the problem, Let's get ahead of this fucking problem. It's not just the liberals that pop up saying we gotta get more. I heard one today. It's these so-called conservatives, like on Fox, that they're ignorant. They're ignorant about what the Second Amendment was all about. They're just fucking stupid. And I don't remember the dude's name on Fox, but the example is, their little liberal chick they had on there that was commenting says, she's going on this tirade, I don't understand. I mean, I've talked to hunters who agree that you don't need a 30-round magazine. She probably called it a clip, to go hunting and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And the more we have, the more guns, of course there's going to be more incidents. And the fucking Fox guy says, well, liberal bitch, whatever her name was, I don't disagree with anything you said. And I had to turn the channel. I'm like, let me tell you something. You should have jumped right in there and said, hold on a second. The Second Amendment mentions nothing about hunting, and hunting was not the purpose of the Second Amendment. And by not acknowledging and correcting these assholes and putting them in their place, we become part of the problem. You got to listen, the Second Amendment, I'm not going to educate you guys. You know what it was all about. This was to repel a corrupt government, a violent government, a tyrannical government. And, people always tell me, oh, well, what are you going to do? Take on the army with a fucking assault, with a, not assault, that's what they say, with an AR-15? And, yeah. Listen, man, the fucking guerrilla warfare shit used in Iraq and everything, they were taking on the world's strongest army, us, and they fucking put, we got chased out of fucking Vietnam. Now, that wasn't a standing army. The VC were basically guerrillas. All you got to do, look, man, you get my point. It's about being able to defend yourself, whether it's against a government gone awry or a dude running into a church and fucking gunning people down. This guy on Fox was like, yeah, I just think that, the more guns we have, it's going to end up like the wild, wild west, and there'll be bullets flying and innocent people are bound to get hurt. The Wild West was a fucking very polite society. People knew that if you fucked with some dude walking on the street and you pulled a weapon on him, chances are somebody was going to meet Jesus. Our country was founded behind the gun. That's just the way it is. Our rights, you take away that right, you fuck with that right, and we might as well just destroy the whole Constitution. So, I don't understand this constantly chasing shit, what are we going to ban trucks now? Because one was used in a slaughter? Take every gun away from us today and people will be fucking blowing shit up with crock pot bombs or whatever the fuck, pressure cookers. So, I was thinking today, in the 1800s, 1700s, you didn't have people like driving wagons onto the boardwalk and mowing down a bunch of people. They had the ability to do it, but you know why they didn't do it? Because they had things that were beyond just the rules of man to answer to. People believed in things like religion. They believed in God. They believed in consequences and being kind to your fellow human. Is it any surprise we got all these assholes that are slaughtering people when we're taking down fucking historical monuments? We're Not allowed to say Merry Christmas. Going to church is considered, stupid. People, we have lost as a society everything that kept us together. Holding doors open for women. Oh, are you saying we're too weak to open our door? No, it's about respect. It's about having the fabric of your society be very respectful and holding different people at different levels of esteem, like women. The fact that I think women are beautiful and not as strong as me doesn't mean that it's a demeaning thing. It means that I'm stronger than them. What can I say? Look at this beautiful scene here. So, I don't know, you guys. I personally think we need more guns. If you have a concealed carry permit, man, you better carry one. Didn't somebody just walk into a Walmart and start gunning people down? I looked at my wife and said, now you know why I'm packing a gun when I go to the store or when I go anywhere. Because I'm not going to be, it's not fear. It's the refusal of me to be gunned down by some fucking idiot that just wants to kill me. What a beautiful scene. Anyways, you guys, I guess that's pretty much my video. But thank you guys for all your awesome well wishes and thoughts about Charlie and my wife. I screwed up on the date. Her surgery is actually the 7th. I think that's tomorrow. Yeah. So, of course, I got a phone call coming in. Are you kidding me? Get away from me. How do I do this? Yeah, last part, I guess I got a phone call that cut off my video. But yeah, my wife's surgery's tomorrow. I thought it was the 8th. So thank you guys for your prayers on her behalf and all your well wishes about Charlie. I can't thank you enough. And I'm out here taking pictures of birds and things, trying to figure out what I'm going to do without my dog. So I got some really cool pictures of leaves and butterflies and, seagulls. I'm looking for an eagle. But I got to start walking again. That's the thing. I walked every day with Charlie, and now I'm not. So I'm pretty far away from my truck. So hopefully I can get into this kind of thing. I like being out here in nature. It's cool. I do miss my boy, though. But anyways, enough about that. And that's it. I see the shadow. You guys, thank you for everything. I love each and every one of you. LMS Tactical, I'm out.